This is super unpopular, what they are doing. Nobody wants this.
An all-out blitz by Democrats on Capitol Hill, trying to stop a House budget plan that calls for $4.5 trillion in tax reductions and $2 trillion in spending cuts, enacting President Donald Trump's agenda.
House Democrats will not provide a single vote to this reckless Republican budget. Not one.
Democrats raising the alarm about possible cuts to federal programs like Medicaid, inviting recipients of the federal program to rally on the House steps.
Right now, I'm terrified because Republican leaders seem poised to take critical resources away from my family.
There is no Medicaid in this bill.
Republican leaders pushing back on Tuesday, saying specific cuts are not included in this budget blueprint.
Do a word search for yourself. It doesn't even mention Medicaid in the bill.
The math is quite clear.
And yet Democrats and even some moderate Republicans argue that these cuts will be unavoidable, since the blueprint calls for the House committee overseeing Medicaid funding to slash programs by $880 billion.
Everybody is committed to preserving Medicare benefits for those who desperately need it and deserve it and qualify for it. What we're talking about is rooting out the fraud, waste, and abuse.
House Speaker Mike Johnson trying to hold off Republican defections to keep his razor-thin majority together. Without Democrat support, he could only lose one Republican vote. A daunting task for Johnson, who needs to win over his most conservative members who want greater cuts without triggering a rebellion from moderates.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the Capitol, Republican senators are pursuing an alternative approach. Instead of the House GOP plan for one big bill, Senate Republicans are moving ahead with two bills. The first would boost funding for border security, defense, and energy. The second would deal with tax and spending cuts. In Washington, I'm Evan Koslof, Spectrum News.